Hey guys, my 15-day video challenge today is talking to you about my childhood. Um, I already made one video and then my internet disconnected and it stopped uploading, so cool. um, where to start? When I was 5, yeah, I had my first big tragic accident or whatever. I actually was running in my house and I slipped and hit my head on the foot of my bed and I got a big cut right here. I have a scar still. It's right here. And I'm pretty good at covering it up. If it was like a centimeter over, I probably would have lost my eye. So I'm very fortunate. Until about kindergarten or first grade, I had a best friend named Megan, who currently lives farther away now. She used to be my neighbor. In first grade, I got glasses. I thought they were down here, maybe not though. I got glasses, and my parents got a separation. In second grade, my friend Aubrey told me what sex was and told me that my dad and his girlfriend were having sex because they had a kid. In second grade, I also got in trouble a lot. First, me and my friend Kelsey, who's a total daywalker. If you don't know what that means, please go watch South Park and come back a better person. She and I, her and me, Kelsey and I, we wrote down everybody's names and put a smiley face or a frown next to them, whether we liked them or not. And these two kids, Jake and Ryan, were talking once while we were supposed to be reading, and I walked up and slammed clunked their heads together. And so those were that was an interesting year in my life. Third grade, I lost my last tooth during a math test. Fourth grade, I had my first crush, got my first bra. My parents' divorce became final, and they told me why they actually were getting divorced, that my dad had an affair with my mom. A pretty major affair. He had a whole separate family, he had another kid, another wife or whatever, and it'd been going on for about a year before they got a separation. Probably a little bit longer because, quite obviously, a baby is 9 months in a womb or whatever. Fifth grade, I got my first stalker. He used to follow me home, tried breaking into my house, drew pictures of me naked, gave me rings. Yeah, the whole shebang. Sixth grade, I got accepted and I skipped a year in math. I went to Pinewood Elementary where they do a Nazi unit for the Holocaust, and that was a really cool experience that I'll never forget. It was about a month long, and every day, oh my god, I just had asthma attack. Every day, during that class hour, we were Jews and there were Nazis, and we got treated like that, and it was a really cool, life-changing experience, most indefinitely. That summer, all of my elementary years, I was a total tomboy. I wore guys' clothes. I was almost 200 pounds at one point in time, and I'm 5'2". Yeah. Fifth grade was the last year I grew. The summer after sixth grade was the year I finally I got diagnosed with Hashimoto's thyroid disease and hypoactive thyroid syndrome, which fixed my metabolism. I lost a lot of weight. I started wearing makeup, did my hair and all that stuff because I was more comfortable with myself. In seventh grade, nothing really happened super important. In eighth grade, oh my god, shit, I got my first real kiss. I got my first legitimate relationship that lasted more than a month or whatever. I'm actually talking to one of my exes right now. We're just talking again. He texted me in first hour and told me he missed my lips. I was like, okay, interesting enough. Why'd you dump me then? Anyways, just kidding. But no, really. In eighth grade, I was in this advanced history class called Quest, and we got to go camping for a week, and that was an amazing experience because we just drove hours and hours out into the woods off of Lake Michigan. We were out in the middle of nowhere, no phones, makeup, iPods, nothing, and we camped in tents for a week, and we went hiking through the woods, and it was just an amazing experience. that I will never forget, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. That was so much fun. Also, oh yeah, 8th grade I got in a fight. I guess I kind of have to leave it up to this. Around January, I lost one of my best friends. Just a lot of stuff happened that I'd rather not talk about here because it's really sketchy. It was a lot of things that I still really don't know what happened, so I don't really want to tell that story. Anyways, I was very close. We were very close, and I lost my best friend. I found out my dad was in a mental hospital for what I believe was addiction. I started seeing a counselor, and she made me write a letter to my dad when he got out and stuff, and like I had to tell him how much I hated him because I still do. A counselor my thing about counselors is they can help you understand your feelings, but they can't change them, and my feelings are indefinite. I guess it's another thing to talk about a different time about my dad, though. And I felt really alone. I was also diagnosed with ADD, OCD, and severe depression at that point in time. That was definitely my lowest point in my life at that part of my life. And this girl whose name is Alexis, but she prefers to be called Axel, she started picking a fight with me when I tried to stand up for somebody else. And it's one thing for you to tell me that you're better, because I know that I'm better than you, because you just said that. Like, that makes me better than you. But when you bring down my family, that is so low, and you will pay for it. And that's pretty much what happened, is she just picked up all those things that I was going through and she threw them in my face. So she was suspended for 2 days and I was suspended for 5. So I guess you can kind of tell who won. One of those 5 days was also my birthday. That was an interesting birthday. After that, I was accused of, before I went on that camping trip, the day of, I got called down to the office like 10 minutes before we were supposed to leave. Excuse me. And this girl named Sam had told the office that I had a knife and that I was going to try to kill her. And so they had to check my pockets and stuff because they already went through my bag for camping and through my locker. And it is a good thing that I did not bring a pocket knife. We were allowed to bring a pocket knife to go out into the woods with. If I would have brought one, I would have been expelled. Hands down, because that girl said that I was trying to kill her. And they'd believe it. They believed everything that they told them after I got in that fight. It really kind of ruined my reputation with the principal and stuff. I'm a pretty smart kid. I get good enough grades and things, but that really killed me. And then after that, somebody else said that I was like bullying them and that I was pushing them around in the hallways and stuff, and I was like, you're kidding me, right? Like, if you ask anybody, I can be the nicest person or the meanest, and I'm only going to be mean if you're mean to me first, and you give me some reason to, and you like, but everybody's like that. I mean, I'm not a generally mean person. Like, I'm an aggressive person, but only towards my friends. Like, I knock around with my friends, but to someone I don't know, I'm not like that. I don't know, that kind of stuff disturbs me to an extreme extent. And I'm very anti-bully, anti-everything like that, and I freak out at people when they say mean things to other people. Especially when those 8 students who killed themselves because they were gay and being bullied. I was like, everybody wore purple at my school one day, and some of the guys were like, oh, well, they could just choose not to be gay, and I went off. I think I ended up, and then I smacked this other guy because he called this girl fat to her face. Like, that's the kind of stuff, that's when I'm violent. Because you deserve it then. But I'm generally a nice person if you don't give me a reason to. And I talk to everybody, like, I don't know, I'm not very judgmental, I don't really have room to judge. And I got called down to the guidance office, and they said that I was bullying this little girl who I hadn't like ever talked to in the last couple months. And they were gonna try to press charges and things. And I was like, they told me that I was pushing her around the hallways, and I was like, if you're gonna press charges on me, you need to go through every hour of that videotape, and you find where I'm pushing her, because I have not touched her or talked to her or anything in the last 2 months. And they ended up just not doing anything because I didn't do anything, and they couldn't prove it. But the guidance office lady, like, called me a bitch, and she told me that I was, like, someone off Mean Girls and stuff, and I was, like, I went back crying. I was so devastated that that's what they thought of me. She's like, yeah, girls are afraid of you, Nicole, and I was like, you're fucking kidding me, right? Like, it's me. Like, you shouldn't be afraid of me unless you give me a reason to. Because, I don't know. So that was a really rough year for me. I'm currently in my freshman year of high school. This year has kind of really sucked. I can definitely say that I've had my own taste of bullying, not giving it out, but getting it myself, quite a bit. My name's Nicole Stockholm, and I'm more known as Nicole Cockholm, or Nicole Stockhor now. Yeah, this year's been kind of hard, which is why I might move to New Mexico for a year. I don't know, this year's just been, I was really, 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 really close with this girl named Caitlin. This past summer, we spent every single day together, legitimately. She was pretty much my sister, and she had this boy who she kind of had a thing with since like spring break, all through summer. And this summer, he finally asks her out, but then he told her that he didn't really like the influence that I was making on her, where I don't really understand how that could happen because we were friends before he even met her. So she's always been around me. And I didn't drink or smoke or have sex or anything, but he disliked my choices. He said that I was a nice girl that made bad choices and that he didn't want her hanging around me, and she listened to him. So I started my freshman year alone. The first month I came home and cried myself to sleep every night. I've had my books knocked out of my hand numerous times. I've had tons of people tell me that kind of want to kill me sometimes. I've had people tell me to kill myself, which is upsetting because I've planned my suicide a few times. Yeah. And sometimes it's the people that keep you alive that bring you down, too. I mean, I don't know. It's still kind of sketchy. Now I have Kirsten, though. She's actually coming over soon. She's going to sleep over because we're going to have a snow day tomorrow. If any of you guys are going to have a snow day tomorrow, message me or something because that'd be pretty sweet. There's a humongous storm. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm pretty comfortable talking about most of this stuff. Oh, I put my first Q&A video up. It's my opinion on clicks. If you have any other things that you'd like me to talk about, please send it to my ask box with your sex, age, and location. Feel free to do it anonymously. I'll be putting a new video up soon. Thank you guys for watching. Please like this, subscribe to my page, give me a thumbs up on YouTube, whatever. You guys are the best. Thanks so much for following. Bye.